Kentucky versus Texas A&M.
Yeah, yeah.
81-69. To me, this was arguably my favorite win of the year for Kentucky.
Okay.
I know they've beaten Duke, and as well documented when I did a film breakdown, I had a bunch of Big Blue Nation coming in my comments and
Oh
blowing me
yeah,
up
they'll
about
let you know.
yeah. So
That's a fan base that will let you know.
I know they beat Duke and Gonzaga in Florida recently, but my biggest concern with them was can they win a big game against a ranked team when their offense isn't on their A game, and can they win it defensively? And this was an answer to that. I know Texas A&M is a grimy type of team. They have the personality of their head coach, right? And they love to just it's a rock fight for them. But for Kentucky to play defense, I mean, Lamont Butler played 30 minutes, was 0 for 3 from the field with 6 turnovers. Bray was 1 of 5 from 3, and they held Texas A&M to 39% from the field and 23% from 3. So when you do that defensively, when Lamont Butler has been one of their better, surprisingly better offensive players, and then Kobe Bray being the hottest shooter in the country, have an off night, that makes me more bullish on a team.
Sure. Yeah, well, like that. You're right. They did play their defensive game, and like that is kind of what I was also waiting for because it's like I'm really high on this Kentucky team, but like if you look at their numbers, they're number 2 currently on offense in Ken Palm, but their defense at Ken Palm is 75 in the efficiency ranking. That is not good. Like that's
No.
very very bad. And like that's a very good reason to be bullish on them. I don't know. I've just been impressed with them because like all year I feel like they've been able to like come back in games. Like they kind of can control like themselves. Like the Duke game they came back in. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, and then kind of snuck that one out. They definitely did that in the Gonzaga game. They came back in that one. And that was like I was impressed by that. It's just like you get weird games. Like you get the Ohio State game, you get the Clemson game where it's like that just doesn't make sense. Why do they lose that game? You know, I,
Yeah.
I like their experience, obviously, because it's like, I'm a Dayton fan, so I'm very biased. I love Kobe Bryant still.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's like, and then like Lamont Butler, he's clutch as it comes, hitting like, like one of the more clutch shots in college basketball history against, FAU. So it's like, I still like a lot of their players. And then Otega Owe, I mean, like, he's been fun. I mean, like Jackson Brown, like, I like this team. I
Yeah.
like Mark Pope.
Yeah. I think
Can
Mark
they lock it
Pope.
up defensively? Because well, like real quick, like Wade Taylor didn't play, so it's like, is that really the best version of A&M? I do think this is the best A&M team. Like I think this team could actually go on that run to the Final Four that like they've been waiting for. Once
Yeah.
Wade gets back and he's healthy, obviously.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even like kind of last year, they kind of hinted at it a little bit. So yeah, this is a team though that we do need to see defensively. Like, can they lock in?
Yeah. And the other comeback win they had was against Florida, the 106-100 point win. They were down like 15, I think, and they went on that 16-0 run and took the lead, or they're down double digits early. 16-0 run. Ken Pomp or Evan Maya has the kill shot thing, and
Yeah.
Kentucky had 3 kill shots in that game. It was a 16-0 run, a 10-0 run, and a 10-0 run. So then that just shows, like you talked about, the offense, man. That offense can win national championship. It's just, can that defense carry its weight? We've seen offenses get to the Final Four. We saw it with Alabama last year. We saw it with Miami a few years ago with
comp the Miami team.
yeah. So like that can happen. And Mark Pope is a great dude. Like people that watch YouTube will get this. Cole, I don't know if you'll get this comparison, but I watch Outdoor Boys. Nate, and Mark Pope's personality reminds me of the dad in Outdoor Boys.
That's a good comp. That's a good comp. Yeah. No, I mean that it's like, how could you not love Mark Pope? He's just as real as it gets, honestly. He's always got a
He
smile.
is. And he's very real. Like he's very personable. We saw him go the away game and shake the guy's hand. That's a fan up in the 200 section. And you can tell when it's for the cameras and when it's authentic. And he just screams everything about him authentic because he's a little corny. When you're corny in a nice way, that means you're authentic. That's a good thing. That's where the Outdoor Boys thing comes in, because he's a corny dad, but he's a lovable dad. And that's why he's so successful on YouTube.
Yeah. Absolutely. No matter what, this season is a success for Kentucky.
Correct.
No matter, I don't think their fans will be upset if they lose early. I'll just be honest. Like, especially seeing where like we'll get to where maybe we can transition to that.